imagine, or better yet, grab a sheet of paper and draw a tall glass, and inside that glass, you're going to write down all of your stress from everyday life. So work, family, environment, demands, sleep deprivation, political news, etc. So how much of your glass is full? For a lot of people, life stress fills up about 40 to 50%, leaving a 50 to 60% threshold or window of tolerance for new stressors that might come your way. But if we have chronic pain, that can easily fill up the glass like another 30%, leaving us with a 10 to 20% window of tolerance. That's not a lot of space. Something as common as running late for work or catching a cold or getting into an argument can fill our glass beyond capacity, and that is when the alarm goes off. Our bodies respond biomechanically in an effort to protect us. We become hypersensitive to stimuli, including pain, which causes us to be emotionally and cognitively hypervigilant. We are on high alert and even perceive threats when none actually exist. For example, we experience pain even in the absence of actual tissue damage. This is a cycle that causes that alarm to continue to blare and leads to depression, burnout, and yes, even more pain. I hear a lot of clients refer to this as a flare-up. This is also when we start to feel pain from old injuries we haven't felt in a long time or perhaps even forgot about. You might say, I haven't done anything physically to cause the flare-up, so what gives, right? Since we don't realize why we have pain, our glasses have overflowed, that's why, we're not sure what to do about it. So we end up either trying to ignore it or numb it with painkillers. And over time, and with repetition, ignoring or numbing pain diminishes our window of tolerance. In other words, the size of the glass shrinks. It then takes a decreased amount of stimulus to sound the alarm. So less to make more. Without meaning to, we are learning to be in more pain. The good news is we can also learn to reduce pain and eventually become pain-free. This also takes time and repetition, but it is well worth the effort. There's not much that we can do to empty our glass since much of it is filled with external factors beyond our control. But we can make the glass bigger, thereby increasing our window of tolerance. The best way to begin is by journaling your pain every day. This I learned from Troy Levine. He's a great teacher. He taught us in a class called The Neuroscience of Massage to journal, especially for people with chronic pain. So you note when you feel pain, the location, the duration, intensity, what you're doing at the time, what you were doing right beforehand, etc. Also, note the times that you don't have pain. Just increasing your awareness can reduce the severity of your pain. Journaling also encourages you to differentiate between painful and non-painful behavior and focus on positive changes. The body's perception and prediction of pain begins to alter. And over time, we rewire pathways in the brain to allow for new, predictive, symptom-free behavior. For example, say your knee pain begins after running for 15 minutes. You know this because you've been journaling, right? You begin running for 14 minutes, stopping before the onset of pain. Without the reinforcement of pain every time you run, your brain learns that it no longer needs to associate pain with running, and slowly you're able to increase your pain-free running time. I've begun telling all of my chronic pain clients to keep a pain journal, and I recommend you do the same. Even better, let's work together so I can guide you through the process, either in person with massage therapy sessions or virtual sessions if you don't live in or near New York City. So grab a journal, start learning to be pain-free. If you like this video and this helps you out, please subscribe, join my membership. It really helps me to keep coming out with great content for you, in addition to some fun little perks you get along the way. And comment below, let me know how this worked for you. Give it a like, share with friends. I'm going to see you very soon.